Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Blue Heron Hill and I am Sue, and I welcome you to the start of gardening season. I'm down in my grow room and I do have a few things started already. I have a tray of barley that I'm sprouting, and that's for the chickens, and I usually do that all winter long because with snow on the ground they don't get much to eat in the greens department. And I also have a tray of indoor lettuce and some celery that's under wraps here because celery likes to germinate in the dark. So exciting times, we get to start gardening. So this week on my schedule, I have a few cooler weather crops ready that I want to start. One is spinach. And it's a little early for it to go out into the garden, so I'm going to start it indoors. And in about maybe about 6 weeks, it will go out in my greenhouse. And I'm going to see if I can't get a crop of spinach out in the greenhouse, even when there's threat of still winter conditions. So what I want to talk about today is being successful at, germinating your plants, getting to grow, so you don't waste a lot of time. And the first thing that you need to look at to have success in your garden are your seeds. So I have 2 packages of my spinach. One package, you can see, let's get this, it says 2023. That's this upcoming gardening season. So I am just about 100% sure that these are going to germinate. If not, I'd probably, oftentimes they say on here, they don't, a good 95% germination rate out of these. I am positive. Now, this package says 19. These are rather on the old side. But what you can do, you probably don't have to check the viability of these, but I checked the viability of these seeds, and they're still viable. I took a few, put them between wet paper towels, put them in a plastic bag, and stuck them in a warm, sunny location. Well, we don't have that much sun, but in a warm location, and I did get germination. So these seeds are good to go. So I'm going to be using these along with these newer seeds here, or fresher seeds. So that's what you need to do, is check the viability of any old seeds. And if they aren't working, then that's the time that you need to go and buy fresh seeds. You should really actually check your viability way back, probably November or December, in preparation for your planting time in January, February, March. Fresh seeds are the best if you can, but let's not waste those that still can germinate and give us a crop. The next thing for success is the medium in which we grow our seeds. There's potting soil, there's seed starting mix, there's peat moss, there's coco coir, there's all sorts of different things to use to grow. Now, usually they say you should use seed starting mix. Now, seed starting mix doesn't have any nutrients in it. It's just a medium to support the seed during its germination process. Now, that seed in itself doesn't need any nutrients, so that's why they say you should use a seed starting medium. The seed has everything it needs right inside it to break open and have a food storage cell, is what a seed is, to then push down roots and send up the first stalk with the first primary leaves on it, or cotyledons. After it does that and it sends out its second set of leaves, which are called primary leaves, because these leaves are going to look like the plant itself. These will be, in my case here, the spinach leaves. When that happens, then they need some extra nutrition. So start off with a seed starting mix, fresh if you possibly can. It should be sterile. I use an organic seed starting mix. I have made my own in the past. It does take a bit of investment to get all the components of a seed starting mix. Usually it's peat moss or cocoa coir, then it's vermiculite and perlite. And buying those in quantity and stuff can actually end up to be more money than it does of just a bag of seed starter. But do the numbers yourself, see how much you're going to be planting, how many plants, and whether just a bag or two of store-bought seed starting mix is going to be worth it for you. This year I bought my own because I bought it on sale. It was on sale last year. If you use the seed starter from from last year or something that has been open already, what I do is I pour boiling water on it to hydrate it. And I'm going to show you how we do that right now. All right, here is my bag of seed starting mix, which I just poured out into my bin. This is brand new, so I am assuming that this is sterile and it doesn't have any of those little fungus gnats or any eggs of any nasty little bugs that are going to hurt my brand new seedlings. So, but if it's old, pour in some boiling water, and this is not boiling water, but this is very warm water. You want to hydrate this soil first. So it's going to, you need this stuff to accept the water, or else it's going to take forever and your poor little seed is going to sit there and add to your germination rate, or going to add to your germination time. A little bit more. I guess it's better just to get in with your hands, because you can kind of squish it together. Like I say, we go digging in the dirt together. All right, this is pretty good. You don't want it dripping wet. That's a little drippy right through there. So I think I'm going to add just a bit more. Just want it a little clumpy so the moisture works its way through all of the different fiber particles in this seed mix here. There we go. Now that is a beautiful, beautiful mix. And even though this is not part of the soil, filling your trays within a bin like this is always smart, so you keep it contained. What you want to do too, if you are using any kind of cell packs or anything like that that you used last year, you really should wash these out. I usually wash mine out, let them soak in a tub with just a tiny bit of bleach in it, and that'll kill anything that might be piggybacking its way back into your house and causing some issues with germination. Now we're ready for the next step in ensuring a great germination. Okay, so we have a third factor that's going to help us a high germination rate with our seeds, and that is the growing conditions. Now, within the growing conditions, all the seeds need a minimum of 2 of 3 factors. All of them need to have warmth, and then they need humidity or moisture, and then they need light. So here, in order to provide that first one, which is warmth, I have a heat mat. These heat mats, they're rather inexpensive. They aren't too bad, too high priced. But you can get away with it if you do have a nice warm house and things stay warm. These will keep the temperature of the soil and the water and everything around that seed at about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. But I use these just until the germination of the seed. So it needs heat. Second one, it needs moisture and humidity. And I put these plastic humidity domes on top, and they'll hold in the humidity. You can put just, oh, that's my furnace kicking in. You can put just plastic wrap over the top. That works also. These have lasted me a number of years. I am hoping, crossing my fingers, if I take good care of them, they'll last a whole lot longer. So we have heat, humidity, and the next thing we have is light. Now, not all plants need the light for germination, or I should say not all seeds need the light for germination. Celery, for instance, doesn't need light. So I like to just kind of cover the celery up and keep it in the dark, because those seeds are, even though they're close to sitting on top of the soil, they don't really need the light for germination. Now, lettuce, on the other hand, doesn't mind having light for germination. That's why I don't cover it. And as you can see right here, I have 2 little seedlings that have just started. And I planted these about 5 to 6 days ago. So they're doing just fine. So 3 things: heat, moisture, and light. Okay, now I have some seeds to plant. I've got my medium all ready. I've got my cells all filled with some seed starting mix, and I'll be planting some spinach, some kale, and some Swiss chard. These are going to go out in my greenhouse in probably about 5 or 6 weeks. Fingers crossed, hoping that the weather will cooperate and we have an early spring. So thanks for following along with me, and until the next time that we can go digging in the dirt, happy gardening. Bye.